What's up guys, I'm Taylor with TK Disc Golf and we are back with another review video. This time we're looking at the Axiom Tempo. It is a brand new putter mid-range hybrid disc that is available in the MVP circuit events for 2023 and later will be released as a stock disc. It's got the flight numbers 4 speed, 4 glide, 0 turn, and 2.5 fade, making it a moderately overstable putter. And man, this thing's a blast to throw off the tee. If you're a fan of the zone, I think you're really going to like this thing, so let's dive right into it. Starting off with some quick field work. I'm not going to spend too much time here because obviously this is an overstable putter, so there's not really too much to show off here. Obviously a hyzer with an overstable disc, it's going to hold it like crazy. It's not going to turn or anything, it's just going to dump really hard. The flat release, this is where it's going to show off the flight numbers. Obviously 0 turn, it's not going to turn at all, literally even into a headwind. I was not having any issues to keep this thing laser straight for the first 50% of the flight. Goes about 200 feet laser straight, and then wants to have a forward penetrating fade. And then it'll hold an anhyzer angle really well for that first 50-60%, pans out, and then we'll have a nice push towards the end. Overall, getting a relatively straight flight when you throw it on that extreme anhyzer. Now, two of the most common questions I've been seeing about the Tempo over the past couple months since the disc was announced by the PDGA is how will this compare to the Envy, and is this Axiom's attempt at replicating the zone from Discraft? To start with the Envy, obviously this is 4 speed versus the Envy's a 3 speed, and I would really say that the Tempo is the most overstable Envy you've ever thrown, plus about 10% to the fade. It's got good glide, but it's definitely way more overstable than a normal Envy, and the extra speed definitely will get the disc to where you're trying to get to much faster. Now, talking about the zone, obviously I've been on Team MVP for several years now, and I've been exclusively throwing MVP since like 2013 or so. So I haven't really explored much with Discraft in a very long time, but I have got a lot of buddies that are big fans of the zone. I see people throw the zones every single week that I go play disc golf, and I must say that I think this Tempo is going to be very friendly to the people that have a nice beat up, moderately overstable zone in their bag. But for the people that have that super overstable like Zone S, this isn't that disc yet. But the profile though, you're going to absolutely love it. It's board flat, board flat, and the profile is very comfortable, nice and moderately shallow in the hand, much more shallow than the Entropy, I should say. And then on those forehand lines, which is a very popular shot for the zone, the Tempo handles that forehand line so much better for me than the Entropy. The Entropy is just a little bit too deep for me and it comes out a little more wildly, but the Tempo super nice for it. Now for me, if I were to put the Tempo in my bag, I really could see myself using it in 2 different spots. Obviously those forehand putter shots, super buttery for me. I mean, I threw it a couple times and it was so comfortable, really enjoyed it on those. But also in the woods, being able to trust that it's going to go super straight for like the first 200 foot when you got a dog leg left, first 100 feet straight, and then it forward penetrating fade around the corner, and then you're going to get a little bit of that skip flare at the end too, just because of the stability. For me, that Envy, it can get around the corner, but once it hits the ground, it kind of dies. It doesn't want to really get that little bit of a skip like an true overstable putter would. So the Tempo, I was seeing a little bit of that as well. And then on some of these more extreme shots, like you can really throw it on a hard anhyzer and get it to fly laser straight and get some pretty wacky shots out of it. But yeah, the forehands and then the forward penetrating hooks around a dog leg left, I really see myself using the most. Now the icing on the cake for this review is actually hitting my very first ace on film during a review video. I've never done this before. Typically on this hole I throw a pilot. It's a 2-speed, just super straight proton pilot that gets me to the basket. Lands a little short and scoots up. I don't like to go long on this hole, but I had the camera out. I was already playing the hole, filming the watt, so I was like, oh, I'll throw the Tempo on this one just to see what it'll do. Threw it flat, hard at the basket, threw straight, and then bam, dead center chains. Was super sick. And of course I had to go for the twice or its luck shot and hit first available, so had to humble myself pretty quick there. As I mentioned earlier, the Axiom Tempo is an exclusive to the MVP circuit events, so if you want to pick one of these up, be sure to play your local event or ask your TD to run one if you don't see one on the chart on the circuit events website. I do want to thank you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you want to stay up to date on all of our latest videos, and we will see you on the next one.